Good morning and happy Monday to you. My name is LaShonda Brown, and welcome to Bootstrap Biz Advice Live, where I teach service providers how to work less and live more by leveraging tech and YouTube. And this is the live stream right after Thanksgiving. So I'm glad I've showed up. But your girl's wearing her sweatshirt. She's still wearing her fuzzy socks because I'm trying to ease into the work. And if that's where you are, I just want to honor that and say, you are not alone. Okay. So I am so grateful that we are here. I'm so grateful that we are back into our routine. But at the end of the day, woof, I literally had three separate Thanksgiving dinners and I'm feeling it. So I'm keeping it light. I'm trying to move my body a lot today because I probably ate enough to last me till Christmas. But I hope you guys are doing well. If you are watching this in the replay, I want you to know that your likes still matter. I am watching the stats like a hawk on my YouTube channel simply because this is my main way of marketing myself at this point. And so I am seeing that even when you watch the replay and you like it and you comment, it's helping it to reach more people based on the YouTube algorithm. So I would encourage you, if you like this live stream, that you like it, whether you are live or watching it in the replay. Now, Angela is on vacation this week. I'm so happy for her. She's on a cruise. Wish I was there. So it might take me a minute to get you the time codes, but I'm going to do my best to get you the time codes by the end of the day so that if you're watching the replay and you want to skip to a specific point, you can do that. Now, let us hop into the agenda for today. I'm going to be talking all about membership strategies. I'm going to be honest with you about how to revive a stale membership. Memberships are a very popular income stream for service providers. However, many people that I know are getting out of them for various reasons. And so, if you are currently a membership facilitator, I want to show you some practical things that you can think about or that you can do to revive your membership. Now, last week I did talk about how you could grow your list with these 5 tools. The tools were Aha Slides, Interact, Hello Audio, High Level, and Mini Chat. If you missed this live, I would encourage you go back and watch the replay. And honestly, the way that I present, you could just listen to the replay while you're on your walking pad, you're driving, you're doing dishes, doing laundry. So don't feel like you have to be watching the screen while you listen to my live stream. So that's definitely one to check out. A reminder, my friends, is Flowdesk for real, for real, for real, is getting rid of the unlimited emails, unlimited subscriber plan today. They extended it to today, Cyber Monday. And I'm telling you right now, it is the most cost effective way for you to email your list. I did a previous live stream about whether or not you should be using Flowdesk. So if you are on the fence or you just need to be reassured that you're in the right place, you can go watch that replay. But I'm telling you for real, they extended it, but they ain't going to extend it no more. Okay. So if you want Flowdesk, you can't just start the trial because I can see in my back end who's in a trial. You have to actually have a paid plan by midnight tonight Pacific Standard Time, or you will not be eligible for the unlimited email, unlimited subscriber plan. My code will get you 50% off your first year. So it will be $19 a month for you to market to your list. And that is the number one way online educators are making money in 2025. So do not sleep on this. If you don't even know what you're going to be emailing people, we will tackle that in some live streams. I promise you. But what you need is to lock in so that you can keep the cost low. All right. Now, speaking of keeping the cost low, Nice Job is also a very effective way for you to increase the 5-star reviews that your business receives. They gave me an exclusive offer, which was $2 for 2 months of Nice Job. Nice Job is not a cheap software, but it's very effective. So if you want 2 months to get your crap together on Google to try to consolidate your reviews from Yelp and other places, Nice Job is a fantastic way to do it. And it's also a really good way to engage your happy customers to write the reviews if they haven't already. So this was the roundtable that we did last, I believe that was Wednesday, right before Thanksgiving. It was fantastic. I myself have watched the replay and learned from my friends. If you didn't tune in live, the replay is on the channel. Also, my friends, I really would love for Nice Job to be a partner for next year. So if you have any desire to get more reviews, I encourage you to click on that link in the description on this live stream and for you to claim that free offer because it will show them that there's product market fit. And when I can show them there is a proper fit, they tend to come back. And them coming back is how I keep my prices low for you. So I would love your help with that. And I'm not going to be shy about it because closed mouths don't get fed. So there you have it. All right, my friends. Whew. I'm telling you, my Canva is a hot mess. It's bad. It's really bad. And I'm about to hop into 12 days of Canva. And if I don't clean this ish up, oh gosh, these tutorials are gonna just be janky. So this is what I need. Okay. I need to clean up my Canva. I am a Canva verified expert and I know my mess is ratchet. So if you are in that position, I'm telling you, that is how I will be using the work with me session on Friday. You can work on whatever you want. This is what I'll be working on. This is what I'll be coaching you on the 5-minute breaks. So if you need this, all you need to do is to become a member of the Bootstrap Coffee Crew. It is $5 for the month. You can hop in, get accountability, not just for this Friday, but for the entire month. And I would encourage you to stick with me. So that is what I'm going to be doing on Friday. I desperately need it. And if you need it too, I would encourage you to make sure you are in the room. This I am so freaking thrilled about. Okay. I reached out to Cassie and Cassie was on board with doing a workshop about the gift of grace, how to nurture ourselves during the holidays. And from what I'm hearing, this is what we need. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this workshop, and then we are going to hop into the content for today. We started the year with a wellness workshop, and we're going to end the same way, absolutely free. The Gift of Grace workshop with Cassie Butcher will help you nurture yourself through the holidays. The workshop will be presented live on December 9th at 1 p.m. Eastern, and a replay is provided to all who register. The holidays can bring joy, but they can also bring pressure, comparison, grief, loneliness, family tension, and the stress of trying to meet everyone's expectations. This workshop is designed to give you space to reflect, reconnect with yourself, and practice choosing ease over pressure, presence over perfection, and compassion over self-criticism. To secure your free seat, visit LashondaBrown.com/workshops, and if you'd like instant access to Cassie's workshop, A Soft Start to the New Year, become a STAR student today. All right, my friends, so that is your gift. Don't say I never gave you nothing. The link is already in the description for you to sign up. You do not need to be a member. I just know this is what you need, so I'm making it available. For our education today, we're going to be talking about how you are probably hosting your membership all wrong. And let's be honest, even I have made some of these mistakes. I looked back on the past 2 years and I'm like, woof, we have learned a lot by doing. And so you can learn from my doing so that you don't make the same mistakes. Before I hop into the content, just want to say hey to the people watching live. I see Gia is here. I see Lolita is here. She and Chanel are members. I love that for you both. And my dear friend Melissa, fellow Canva verified expert, is also here. I love what she said. Just sign up for Flowdesk, figure it out later. She ain't wrong. Like, just lock in so you don't have to worry. And I love that Chanel is already a Flowdesk girly. All right, y'all. So we're going to call a spade a spade. I did some things wrong with the membership over the past 2 years. And here's what I mean by wrong. When I say wrong, what I personally mean is knowing what I know now, I would have done it differently. I do not regret the choices that I made because it helped inform what I know now, and it gave me content to be able to share with you all. So no regret. I do not operate in a spirit of regret. However, I feel like I've really hit like my stride with this. And so there's clearly a difference between how I'm operating now versus how I operated in the very beginning. So we're going to start with this fun fact. Every single business model needs a community to thrive. I don't care if you are selling products or you are selling services, community is no longer optional. And I think for too long, I thought I could get away with not having a community. And I was dead wrong. And the reason why I say that is because social media engagement organically is down so much across all platforms that if you don't have a way to really know who your most engaged people are, it is going to directly impact your bottom line. And I will tell you what's really good about memberships that pay month to month is it really starts to level out your cash flow. So in between those big brand partnerships or those big launches, you're getting those little micro payments and you're getting daily payouts from PayPal or Stripe. And that is really going to help sustain you. So if you thought it was optional to have this as part of your business, I would caution you to rethink that thought. Now, I believe that there is a difference between a membership and a subscription. Okay. And I think that's a really important difference to communicate to you all because a lot of people are calling things a membership that aren't really memberships. Membership implies that there will be two relationships you get to tap into by being a member. You will get to tap into a relationship with the membership facilitator. And in my case, me. You become a member of my membership. I'm going to know your name. I'm going to know your business, whether you like it or not, because I care about you. And you will have a relationship to the other members. Okay. A great comparison would be becoming a member of a church or becoming a member of a gym. While you may have a personal relationship with your pastor or your personal trainer, more than likely it matters to you who's in the room when you are in the gym. Who's in your hot yoga class? Who is in your Pilates class? It's not just about who the leader is, you care about who's around you. And so I think what happens a lot of time in memberships is we don't put enough effort into cultivating an environment where like-minded people can rock together. People want to be in memberships with the right kind of people. And so just like when you hop into a workshop, you say like, this workshop is for you if, and you qualify like in this room, this is what we care about. In this room, these are the outcomes that we're trying to achieve. If you do not establish that, if you are too vague, you are going to have way fewer outcomes, and lower outcomes means less referrals. So it is so key that you make sure that you get the right people in the room, and the people in the room need to be connected by a common goal and a common desire for an outcome. So your membership doesn't have to be super complex, but it has to be clear. And so as I started to look back at the different iterations of my membership, and when I tell you, your girl moves fast. When I get some feedback, I iterate. So half the time, y'all don't even notice what I'm doing. But I look back and I'm like, okay, I had so many different perspectives as to why someone would want to pay me on a monthly recurring basis. What would I, as a creator, need to do that I wasn't already doing for free to justify a monthly rate? And I began to realize that there were a few things that I did really well. Number one was accountability. I will be your cheerleader. I will be that person that's like, sis, you said you're going to do this? Okay, how'd it go? I'm just going to ask the questions. I do this all the time. My friend April, she flew in from Tampa about a couple weeks ago at this point, and we had a little staycation retreat. And I asked her, like, hey, how's this going? I remember you were trying this. Did that work out? Did you change your mind? It does not bother me to ask for progress updates from the people I care about, not because I'm super nosy, but because I am personally invested in their success. And that is what happens during our Work With Me sessions. For those members that show up every Friday from 9 to 11, they tell me in the comments, Lashonda, this is what I'm trying to get done. Even if what I'm trying to get done is to get my steps in, I am trying to put my laundry away. I am trying to protect my peace. Whatever it is, they tell me in the comments when I open the room. And then during the breaks, I check in. Well, how's that newsletter going? How's that live stream prep going? How are your steps going? How many did you get? Again, not to make people feel bad, but to help people stay on track and to achieve the things that they are after doing. And so what I started to realize is that's worth money. What I naturally do was worth something. I didn't have to charge a lot of money for it, but it's worth something to people to just feel like they're not alone. I didn't need a slide deck for that. I didn't need to prep for days. I just needed to make space. So that is what the Bootstrap Coffee Crew is. Instead of me saying, if you appreciate my work, you can tip me on buy me a coffee. It's like, actually, I really like member only environments. I really like spaces where people say, I'm paying to be here to achieve this goal. I don't need to charge a lot, but I need to charge something just to differentiate the looky loos from the girls trying to get ish done. And so having that $5 tier, that very simple tier, allowed me to create that space. Then the next tier that I created was the Bootstrap Star students because I was like, you know what? I am sick of being in these webinars that I thought I was going to learn something on, and it turned into a timeshare presentation. And they are withholding the good stuff for the upsell at the end. I'm like, would you please just teach me? Can I just get in the room and learn from an expert? And so I started to reach out to experts that I wanted to learn from. I do enough yapping on Monday, on Friday. I want to learn too. And so I started to say, let me start to reach out to people I want to learn from, pay them, surprise, and then sit in the backstage, sit in the comments and just facilitate. When I started to pay the speakers, and I started to really vet the people that I allowed to speak to my community, the Star Student membership just started to skyrocket because people are like, for $10 a month, I can stay on top of these constant changes in the online business space. Girl, worth it because I need to not have my time wasted. And so what would happen is not only would that person gain instant access to all the previous replays, they would get a ticket for every workshop coming up. And I will tell you the retention rate for Star students is sky high. $10 a month, you gain access to over 20 workshop replays and the workshops coming up. No brainer. Make your membership tiers no brainers. But then I thought, okay, I kind of need to have a substantial investment from my audience to justify paying my speakers, to justify paying my VA. Like, girl can't survive off of $5 a month or $10 a month. Like, the bills are billing and I've got to have some cash flow. And so, what I decided to do was I was like, okay, what could I provide that would justify $50 a month? I think the highest I would ever go with my membership tier personally would be like 97. But I'm not wanting to give $97 a month accessibility to me. Over $1,000 to connect with me? Nah, I ain't trying to do that right now. So I'm like, okay, I have capacity for a $50 a month tier. What could I offer that isn't being covered with the coffee crew and the Star student? And I was like, okay, that is where my members really engage with each other. We go from the workshop subscription, which is the Star student tier, to a true membership environment. That the ultimate goal is to get coffee crew people and Star students to become Bootstrap creators, for them to say for themselves, I want to leverage content marketing to grow my business. And I want to learn how to do LinkedIn, Instagram, or YouTube better. And have all of them at least care a little bit about email marketing because no matter what social platform you're on, email needs to be a part of the strategy. And so when I started to think from that perspective, I was like, oh, okay. I need to create micro communities within that membership. I need to create cohorts around that shared goal saying, what are you trying to grow in 2026? And they would tell me, I'm trying to grow my LinkedIn. I'm trying to grow my Instagram. I'm trying to grow my YouTube. And so then you take that big concept of content marketing and you distill it down to a very actionable thing. I am trying to grow this one thing in addition to my list. Okay. When I started to talk about the cohorts, when I started to say there will be people in your cohort that are all trying to achieve the same thing, they're going to help support you in the comments. They're going to be walking through these boot camps with you. Everything started to change. So I already have the boot camp planned for the YouTube cohort for January. We're going to be talking about YouTube Live. Okay. A lot of them are saying, girl, I don't have time to edit, but I watch you on Mondays and like I tune in. Can I do that? I respond to that. How can I live stream better? How can I edit in real time? What do you do? Because clearly it resonates with me. And how can I leverage tech to do it in a shorter amount of time because my time is limited? So, what I'm going to be doing in January is walking people through my workflow. I don't need to create a whole new curriculum about all the things you can do on YouTube. Again, I need to focus on a clear goal. Do you want to grow through live streaming on YouTube? If so, that is what the YouTube cohort will be doing in January. So now I can market based on that shared goal. And I don't have to spend all this effort in trying to manipulate my audience. Like, I'm just telling y'all what we're doing behind the paywall. So if you want in, join the room. It is ready and it is available for you at all times. You don't need to open and close your membership and force all these unnecessary launches. You just need to communicate what's happening. And eventually the FOMO is going to get them. They're going to go, hey, I'm missing out. I'm missing out on that accountability on those Friday work with me sessions. I'm missing out on these banging workshops. I'm missing out on growing my social platforms with people who are trying to do the same thing. So girl, take my credit card. Take it. You can have it. I can cancel it anytime. Yes, let's go. You want people to feel equipped to make the decision for themselves, not to feel like you are constantly in launch in feast and famine mode. Like that is too much stress for all the stuff we have on our plate. And so again, every single business needs a community to thrive, but you have to be clear about the community that you are cultivating. You cannot sell a vague offer. You have to be crystal clear. It will attract the right people and it will repel the wrong ones. And repelling the wrong ones means you will have fewer emails in your inbox doing customer support because people knew exactly what they were getting and they feel satisfied with what you're providing. Okay. So I'm telling you right now, I'm dropping gems. So I'm gonna need y'all to like this live stream because I need people to hear this. I don't hear people being this honest about memberships. So I would love for more people to hear my perspective because I'm getting less and less shy with how I'm making money so that y'all can make some too. So just putting that out there. And Angelica said, I thought about drop-in launches for memberships. It is so much work. And I will tell you, I was watching Omar Takori on Instagram, who I'm not really sure the backstory, but at the end of the day, he gained notoriety online through Think Media, and then all of a sudden they split. I don't know why, but he's doing his own thing. And he says all the time, be the content. Stop making content and just be it. Document what you're doing. Stop trying to create things out of nothing. Your life is way more interesting than you think because we're nosy as crap. We want to know, girl. We want to know who booked you to speak. We want to know, how do you get booked to speak? We want to know what's happening in your membership from your members' perspective. There's so much that you're doing that you don't have to just conjure crap up. You can just tell us what's actually happening. You can be way more of a reporter than a creator. And I will tell you, when I started shifting that focus, and I'm like, I'm just going to tell people how banging my stuff is, it saved me a lot of effort. It saved me a lot of effort. And you need to be pouring into your membership more than you market your membership. That's just the way it has to go. Because if you pour in, people refer you and then they sell for you. So the launches aren't necessary. My 2 cents. If you don't believe me, that's fine. But I'm just watching what's happening online. Now, here's another one. And wow, I'm just going to be blatantly honest. The tech you use sets the culture for your community as much as your people do. Okay. So while it is important that you have the right people in the room, all right, your tech will change the culture if it's right and if it's wrong. Okay. Here's what I mean by that. I started beta testing the membership and Buy Me a Coffee. And while it was very easy for people to join the membership, as I started to create content, I began to realize 2 problems. One, it was really hard for my members to access the content, to like log back in. It wasn't inherently obvious how to do that because Buy Me a Coffee is way more like Patreon. And I noticed when I wanted engagement in the community, they didn't really know how to talk to each other. So I felt like, oh, do I need like a Slack channel? Do I need some other tool so that they can talk? And I'm like, okay, this isn't working out. So I received an offer from Uscreen. And because Buy Me a Coffee integrated with Stripe, I was easily able to migrate my members to Uscreen. Spent a lot of effort putting all this content into Uscreen. And the desktop version was okay. When I had the mobile app, engagement spiked because so many people were using their cell phone to consume the content. So that was like, okay, we're like almost there. But I kept feeling that I was having to drive all the conversations. I'm like, I am yapping on these calls. I'm yapping in the community, like the basically the Slack channel. Why aren't they talking? Why aren't they starting conversations? Like what? Something isn't right. Because here's the deal. When I go to the gym at 6:15 in the morning, whether I like it or not, Don is going to talk to me. Don is going to ask me how the weekend was. Don is probably going to ask me why I didn't come this morning because that wasn't the call of my life this morning. I needed ease. I couldn't do 6:15 and thaw my car out. I couldn't do it today. Okay? But trust and believe the next time that Dawn sees me at the gym, she's going to ask, "Where were you?" Okay? When you have a strong membership, your members talk. If your members aren't talking, if your members are not initiating conversation, there's probably something wrong with your tech. And I will take that to the bank. I have been in circle communities. I've been in Podia communities. I've been in school communities. I've been in Slack channels and all sorts of different things. And I have noticed the vast majority of these memberships either have the community managers initiating all the conversations or the community facilitator. Very few conversations start from the members. And the reason why is they don't like your tech. They don't like the fact that they have to change their typical habits of consumption to suit you. Your membership should be serving your members. So here's the deal. When I migrated my membership to YouTube little by little, and I'm going through the steps right now, all of a sudden I'm like, y'all can't shut up. And I love that for y'all. I do. I really do. But it's like jarring how much more people talk on the work with me sessions, on the live streams in this format than when I live stream in my app. I wrote an email about this where I went through all this effort. I'm like, okay, I'm going to live stream the work with me sessions in my Bootstrap app. And I went in and I kid you not, crickets. I'm like, is the tech working? Did I do something wrong? No, they're not used to logging in the app to watch a live stream. So they didn't. And as soon as I ended that stream and hopped over to YouTube, 8 people joined and they weren't even notified because again, they connected with me. They met me on YouTube. And as soon as I pulled them out of this ecosystem, the engagement dropped. The engagement is what fuels me as a membership facilitator more than having fancy tech. Read the room, sis. Read the room. Okay. So I will tell you that so many of you need to break up with your tech stack. What you are paying for, what you are using, don't nobody want to use. They don't trust that where they put their credit card in. They're confused about how to access the content. They don't like the interface. Like there is something about it that's just not clicking. And if your members are not engaging in the membership, guess what? They're not going to get the outcomes. They're not going to talk about it. And you're going to constantly have this churn of people deciding, yeah, it ain't really worth the money. I'm not really using it. I'm not going to miss it if it's gone. When you get to that point, you will find yourself on this constant rat race trying to find new people to replace old people, and your membership won't grow. You'll lose 5 people, gain 5 people, lose 4 people, gain 4 people. And before you know it, you're like, oh, now I'm just bleeding people. Now I'm losing money. Now I'm barely breaking even. So I know that so many of you are not tech savvy people, but I want you to realize how important your tech is to the performance of your members and the performance of your business if this is an income stream. So I, in essence, scaled back my tech and saw a direct increase in sales. I'm able to say now on live streams, oh, just click on the $ next to the chat to become a member of the Bootstrap Coffee Crew to stay connected. And already I've had a coffee crew member become a star student. So that went from, what is that, $5 a month times 12, from $60 a year to now $120 a year. So doubling the value of that customer just by making it easy for them to upgrade. It's worth it. It's worth it. You don't have to have a complex tech stack in order for you to execute your membership. So, again, a really clear sign that what you're using is not clicking is if your members are not initiating conversations. If you are noticing that you are the one that's constantly like, oh my gosh, let me start the conversation, let me get engagement going, then before you know it, like your membership's just going to be dying, and then it's really hard to revive a dying membership. Okay, so I really hope that that is super helpful to you. Alita said yes, be a reporter more than a creator. Y'all, my goal is to become a member. This way I'll get there by being a previous member to return because there is more ahead for the membership. Yes, that's another thing to be thinking about is they call it like win back in the membership communities where your members could circle back. Okay. Maybe you had a member that came in when you were kind of, you were kind of in beta mode, you were in your founder member mode. And now you're really hitting your stride. When you talk about the improvements that you're making, the changes that you're making, you could get people to circle back. And that's a very powerful thing for marketing. Moving away from a Facebook group was the best thing. Yes, I'm telling you, sometimes all your membership needs is just a different tech setup. Tell it like it is. Tech matters. It does. It does. And I think it's because when people are purchasing online, your ease of use with your tech gives them confidence in you. And I know that sounds crazy, but what else do we have to go off of? Because you're not in the room. When you are not physically in a room with your community, your tech is part of how they determine whether or not you're a reputable business. Do I trust when I give you my credit card number that it's going to be secure? That it's going to produce what I need it to create? Or do I feel kind of, this setup is kind of sketchy and I don't know about this. I'm gonna wait till you get it together and then maybe circle back. And then typically what happens is people don't circle back because they're busy. They got a lot going on. I believe I want to say, Angelica, did you move? It was either school or circle. I think you moved to circle. And Angelica is a Bootstrap creator and she has educated the community. That's the other thing. I love hiring my members to teach as well. Alan is in the lineup for 2026 to talk about podcasting. Another thing that can happen with your membership is you can reinvest in members by simply knowing what they're doing in their businesses. Lex has taught twice in the membership, and she was my very first member of the Bootstrap creators. So definitely take that into consideration that sometimes your members can take the heavy lifting off your plate by being the ones to teach rather than just learn all the time. This is exactly where I'm at, circling back. This live sealed it. Okay, Trisha, girl. Come back in the room, girl. Come back to me. I'm dead. I'm dead. And here's the thing. Trisha doesn't even have her name on her channel, but I know that headshot and I know exactly who she is. This is what I'm talking about. Know your members. Know your freaking members, okay? This is fun. Adrian says, yes, the feast or famine launches are a deterrent. The value is in you, what you focus on and how you do it. I love this and needed this. Be a reporter. And here's the other thing. I'm going to try to stay focused, y'all. We got 3 more points to get to. But one of the things that you can do is you can, if live streaming is a part of your strategy, which for me it is, watch the tapes just like an athlete. There is content here. There are ideas for future work with me sessions or future workshops or just copy for my website or content for LinkedIn. So much of my content creation process starts by brain dump on Monday and repurpose throughout the week. That is why I love live streaming so much because I'm a speaker. I'm a keynote speaker. I am really making a stage for myself and getting better at speaking by simply showing up every single Monday, unless I'm out of town. And what's crazy about that is adding in the work with me sessions means I'm live streaming 3 hours a week, but I'm not editing. And I'm getting 3 hours of speaker training every single week. You better believe my speaker muscles are strong. Okay. I am so great in the room when I go do workshops because I teach all the time. I teach all the time. And so, for a lot of you who desire to be paid speakers, who desire to get paid to go and deliver what you do online, part of what is holding you back is you don't take the stage enough. You don't have the strength, that strength of your speaker muscle being strengthened by constantly using it over and over and over again. And if you are not being provided stages by other people, make your own stage and then get paid to market your business. That's what I'm doing. That is actually what's happening right now. And it's fun and it's engaging. And I'm in my sweatshirt and my leggings and my fuzzy socks, and I'm thriving because I took the time to work on the tech first. And actually, behind the scenes story, real quick, we I'm not going to blame him, but my husband was helping me with Thanksgiving and decided to put all of the skin from the sweet potatoes down the garbage disposal, and the garbage disposal did not like that. And so the maintenance guy, the plumber, came while I was prepping for this live stream. And that was stressful because I'm like, bruh, for real? You said 9 to 11 and you got to come right now? I'm glad you're here, but also go away. However, because I have a system, we're still collected here. I'm not all over the place. I made my slides. I've got my little video clips. I'm good to go because I have a system. Even though I was interrupted multiple times this morning by the plumber. But that's real life. That's real life. How many of us have kids and service calls and mothers and fathers and brothers and sisters, and it can be so difficult sometimes to market your online business. But if you have a handle on your tech stack, then the tech can start helping you more than stressing you out. And then you can actually leverage it. You can make things easier by putting the weight on the tech versus the weight on you. That's what you're seeing right now, play out in real time. I ain't got no eyeshadow. I ain't got nothing but some gloss and a little bit of foundation, little eyeliner. I don't even know if I did mascara today. I don't know. Probably not. But that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I'm just glad I'm here. So this is real life. And I want to keep it real so that you can grow with more ease. Please know you can always add more, so just do less. Most of y'all have overpromised with your membership. Oh my gosh. You think that by adding more, you're adding more value, and you're not. You're just stressing us out. Oh my gosh. I can't tell you how many times I have been like, I got to make a course. I got to have all these courses that people get when they become a member because that's what's going to contribute to more sales. I'm not making more sales because I need more content. Girl, we don't need more content. We need more outcomes. We need more success. If you can get me success in one course versus 10, I'd rather have the one. Okay. People don't have the time. So most of you fall into the trap of marketing the value of your membership based on the quantity of what's in it. You need to focus on the quality of the results you get people. That will simplify your life. You don't need more content. You need for your content to help people to get further in less time. The faster you can help people get their outcomes, the faster you can make people feel like the money that they're paying you is worth it, the faster you will grow. That's the speed you need to be after. Success is the speed that you need to be after, not just stuff. We don't need more stuff. We have ChatGPT. We have blog posts coming out of our eyeballs. We have podcasts. We have webinars. We don't need it. We need less. We need less noise, more results. Get people results in the least amount of time possible. And that is going to be your differentiator because so many people can say, follow steps 1 through 20 to reach your goals. But if you can get me there in 3 steps, you're getting my money first. And that is what is really working, specifically in these fitness membership. Fitness people get it. If you can tell somebody, I can help you lose 100 pounds in 100 days versus 100 years, which one are you going to go after? Quick, get me there in 100 days. I can give you 100 days. Okay. So if you have things in your business that will help people get results faster, do that. You can always add more later, but do less. What are the best things about your membership? You don't need to market 10 things you'll get when you join. What are the 2 things that's really going to change things? Focus on that. All right. Whew, this is huge. Your membership will eventually die without a simple membership marketing funnel. There are a lot of M's in this, but I'm telling you, it's so important. It's so freaking important that you get this. I This is probably the one thing I screwed up the most with my membership is my membership was like on this island. People knew that my primary customer was the tech company. And so they knew that like I wasn't trying to hard sell entrepreneurs, that for some reason, like I was impressed. But at the same time, it was almost like I wasn't talking about my membership enough. So my own members weren't logging in. I mean, folks were going months without logging in. Eventually, I started to see fewer and fewer people come into the coaching calls, and I'm like, there's something wrong here. Even when I get people in the membership, it feels like they're not moving. They're not moving through the content. They're not moving in their business. Like, what is creating this stagnant environment? And it was simply because I didn't have a funnel strategy for the membership. I just made the membership because I'm like, well, that's probably a better way than doing one-on-one coaching calls. And I just kind of facilitated what I said people were going to get when they became a member. But I did not have it connected to my marketing. And so now I'm like, oh, as far as the public is concerned, the membership is the signature product. Like what LaShonda sells is her YouTube membership, and I can watch her for free on YouTube, and that's what she sells. Because I have relationships with tech companies that have nothing to do with what's happening in my membership or directly what I post on my YouTube channel or what I say on Instagram or say on LinkedIn. These are people that I'm having meetings with in person. I'm meeting them at conferences. I'm being referred by other tech companies. So, like, the tech companies don't need this funnel. This funnel isn't about them, other than like my sponsor Relay, which you will learn about. They care that I talk about them, and trust and believe I will talk about them before I get into the BTS of my business. But other than that, they could care less. So once I moved to YouTube, I was like, oh my goodness, I can just talk about the coffee crew. They can see the content for Star Student and Creator, and they can upgrade themselves as they want. And then we're good. I changed the way I structured my playlist on my channel to show exactly what members get for the different tiers. And I put the pricing. Go back and look at how my playlists look now versus how they look 6 months ago. Now you know I have a membership. The join button is beside the subscribe button on my channel. It says join on every one of my videos. Now, all of a sudden, I have an engine to keep talking about my membership. And even if one member trickles in every week, well, that's 52 members a year with no launches. And so I started to realize, like, oh my gosh, if I just have a funnel for talking about my membership, then I don't need a launch because people will trickle in naturally. And it will naturally become a part of my live streams and naturally become something I mention in my emails. And now I'm operating out of a place of ease and flow and not this constant like start and stop crap with trying to launch and relaunch and launch again my membership. So you need a marketing funnel, and my tech executes that marketing funnel. Now, at some point, I'm going to go back in and I'm going to revamp my workflows with Flowdesk and my welcome emails. We'll talk about the membership, and I'll have call outs in my emails and all that. Like, I'll get there, and I'll use my work with me sessions to get that work done. And so you can walk right alongside me if you need to do the same thing. But the point is, it's so much easier now for me to just say $5 a month. Can you give me $5? I will help you. And then if you need more help, upgrade yourself. You can, it's there. That's so much easier than what I've been doing. And so I would say, of all the tips that I'm giving you, that was my number one mistake. And that is the number one tip that I can give you is if you don't have a marketing funnel for your membership, you are making your life more difficult than it needs to be. All right, we got one more tip, and let's see here. Say less, put it in a funnel. Love that. Brown Brilliance Shift. Love that handle name too. Okay, Adrian said, when you have an idea, do you consider your tech stack first to determine how to produce, package, and deliver it? I love that. I personally do because I love an affiliate commission. Like when I think about a tech tool, I will always look for 3 tools that can do it and then see which one has an affiliate link, because any tool will work if you work it. So At the end of the day, yes, if I have an idea, I write the idea down and then I think to myself, what do I need to execute this idea? Because that person may want to, like, that's how I got Relay, which I should probably play the ad after this. So, ad coming, you've been warned. But when I was ready to set up business banking for Bootstrap, I went to try to see who will give me one of those like sign up bonuses. And I loved Profit First. And so I'm like, oh, great. Now I can execute Profit First, do auto transfers and all that with Relay. Before I signed up for it, I slid into the DMs of some employees at Relay and said, hey, do you have an affiliate program? Because I'm probably going to be talking about this and I would love a little kickback if you're offering. And not only did they put me into the affiliate program, but then they became sponsors, brand partners, to the point where they're literally sponsoring the live stream that you're watching right now. So that's a great little segue. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Relay, and then I'll give you the last tip. Owning a business means spending a lot of time thinking about money. Do you have enough cash to pay your vendors, cover payroll, keep anything for yourself? Relay helps you keep your business on the money. It's my online banking and money management platform that has helped me gain more control over my cash flow. If you've ever read the book Profit First, Relay is the official banking platform for Profit First. Open accounts in seconds, set up auto transfer rules, and put your allocations on autopilot. With up to 20 checking accounts, you can separate cash for every expense, payroll, taxes, owner's comp, and know exactly how much you have to spend with a quick glance in the dashboard. Get banking built for small businesses. Sign up in 10 minutes at lashondabrown.com/relay to start your application and get $100 when you fund a Relay account. Here's to seeing your cash flow clear as day with Relay. So I love that that brand partner is someone I actually use. So again, I can be a reporter, not just a creator. I can just tell you what I'm doing. I wrote about it in the email this morning. I actually have auto transfers set up so that a certain percentage of every dollar I make gets dumped into my marketing account so that I have a marketing budget for my business and I use that account to pay for stuff during Black Friday. So I knew I was not jeopardizing my financial stability by buying all the stuff because I knew exactly how much I had to spend. So this is for real. Relay is something you can use for free. You'll get $100 when you use my link. If you qualify and meet the eligibility requirements, I would encourage you to do it and then save that $100 for you to invest in some type of ad spend, whether it is ad spend on Instagram. It's going to go the furthest on Instagram. I'm not going to lie to you. YouTube and specifically LinkedIn are pretty expensive. But that $100 you can flip and reinvest into your business to help you get a really good start to 2026 when you start banking with Relay. They have no minimum requirements, which I love because I am literally still being charged $12 a month for my husband's business for the account he had with another bank that I won't name right now. I didn't have the heart to shut it down until we did 2025 taxes. But as soon as we do that, they're out of here. $12 a month for one checking account? Nah, we ain't doing that. So I love that there's no minimum requirement, no account fees. You can do up to 20 checking accounts. So you can kind of execute the envelope system for your business. And it has helped me tremendously. So it's super easy for me to give them a shout out because I log into them every freaking day. And I look at my husband's finances for his business. I look at mine. My CPA is she's got permission. She's a team member on both of our accounts. So I pay her less because she can just log in. It is bliss, I'm telling you. And that is also how I was able to pay for 3 months my workshop presenters because Relay sponsored my workshops. So I will probably do a boot camp masterclass, something about brand partnerships, because I feel like people aren't rocking with them like I quite am. And so I'll definitely teach that at some point next year. I just don't know when. But if you become a member, you'll know about it. You'll know. Okay, this is a great question. I love the idea of a playlist on YouTube. For someone like me who isn't active on YouTube creating content, could I be using playlists to host my content similar to the way you do it? Yes, Melissa. Great question. I told a dear friend of mine, Christy Price, she has taught a workshop in our community to stop doing her webinars privately. And what I mean by that is host your freaking webinars on YouTube so that when people watch the webinar, you get more watch hours on your YouTube channel and you get closer to being monetized on YouTube. So she doesn't produce a ton of YouTube content in comparison to me, but just a simple use of using StreamYard to go live for her podcasts. She gets watch hours for that. She gets watch hours for webinars she does. So anytime you do live training, it could be going through YouTube for the actual the viewing. And then if you want to make that public, it's easy to do a playlist for that. You can do a playlist of previous podcast interviews. I love doing that on both Spotify and YouTube. You should definitely have a playlist of when you've been interviewed so that you can easily send that out with press or to get more interviews. Yeah, so playlists are where it's at because you get to help cultivate how people consume your content. So I would definitely utilize playlists on your channel. You could make some for like popular content on your channel or get started or what have you. But I definitely think playlists are the way to go, even if you're not like a full-time YouTuber. So great question. Is Relay available for your Canadian friends? I'm gonna double check on that because it is a US bank that's connected to it. So let me check, girl, and I will get back to you on the gram. All right, last one. Member feedback is better than your master plan. Just talk to people. Wow, she said it. It's true. Too many membership facilitators don't talk to their members. And I'm not saying talk in the comments. I'm talking about get on the call with these people. So for Bootstrap creators, I literally put out a Calendly link, a private link for them for year-end conversations. How did 2025 go? What's happening? How you living? What's going on? And I'll be honest with you, I don't want to like abuse this, but ne'er a call has lasted the 15-minute slot they were allotted. Because here's the thing, their feedback has helped me tremendously to make changes for next year. If I were to send out a survey right now, I don't care if I were to bribe them with a Starbucks gift card. They're not going to do it because they're busy and they don't care. But they will yap, they will get on the call with you, they will engage with you in real time on their cell phone, on the tablet, whatever. You have to talk to your members. You have to cultivate a membership based on what the people willing to pay you want to see happen. You can't just create a master plan and hope for the best. And so I have realized one of the number one things that used to just, oh, it used to eat at me is my members did not like being on camera. I would beg, I would plead, come on, get on screen, join the call. They ain't gonna do it. They ain't gonna do it. There are plenty of people watching live right now that if I were to say, hey, if I send you a link, will you hop on stage? Will not do it because they are multitasking. They got me going while they're eating their breakfast, while they're driving their kid to a doctor's appointment, while they're waiting in line for their package or whatever. And so I decided stop stressing about them engaging with your membership the way you want them to and give the people what they want because they're paying you. You serve them, they don't serve you. And so as I started to just let it go, then I said, okay, well, if I'm tired of just yapping by myself, let me just invite a friend. Let me invite a friend to talk. Let me invite 3 friends to talk. And that's where the roundtables came from. That's where the interviews came from when my friends are launching the book. And so all of a sudden, I got over the fact that, like, wow, talking to myself for an hour is exhausting. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh, I have things to look forward to. I have things that I get out of this as well as what they get out of it. And so I can accept how they want to show up. And frankly, people love that I don't put the pressure on them to be on a Zoom call with a grid of all these people's faces. Like, people given the option typically don't want to be on camera. Okay. Because we're constantly pouring out for the people that we serve. If I can take a break and not be on, I'm going to take it. So, in a way, I'm actually grateful that when people show up to my calls, they're like, hey, I love the fact that you let me show up as me, that you say by default, cameras off. And if I want to be on the camera, that you give me that option. But 99.9% of the time, they don't take the option because they don't want to. They don't want to be on camera. They don't want to be seen, but they want to learn. And so, again, talk to your people. And so member feedback is better than your master plan. So just to review, every business needs a community to thrive. The tech you use sets the culture for your community as much as your people do. You can always add more, do less. Your membership will eventually die without a simple membership marketing funnel, and membership feedback is better than your master plan. So, with that, I want to take you behind the scenes of my business to share a little bit more tea. All right, y'all. The gram, the gram, the gram. Y'all know I'm trying desperately to like this more than I have in the past. And this has helped me tremendously. I look at the numbers and I see what's working. So I don't feel like I'm just guessing. So I gained 139 followers last week. We are up to 17,700 or 573. I don't actually care that much, but I do know that when I hit 20K, I can charge more. And so that excites me. And so that is why I'm still trying to grow on Instagram. I was surprised. My top content by follows was my stories. What the heck? It's like, for real though, where I'm the most unpolished is what people like. Good to know. Most people are active after at 6 o'clock. So me getting on Instagram in the morning, in the middle of the day, not necessary because the vast majority of my audience isn't looking at it. 85.6% are women. So that is helpful to know who the heck I'm talking to. And 66.4% of those women are 35 to 54. These folks are typically moms or people who desire to be moms or people who are just grown. Okay. I'm not talking to Gen Z. I'm not talking to baby boomers. By and large, the women who follow me are 35 to 54. So I know what those folks care about. And so that's what I need to be talking about. 45.4% of my traffic is coming from ads. So it's a little half and half situation. But it's taking the pressure off of me to constantly be creating new content because the old content still getting those views. 81% of people watching my stuff, non-followers. So I have to talk to them as if they're people who do not know me. And my top content was a B-roll reel with voiceover about Canva Create. I also put an affiliate caption on it for my Canva affiliate link, and that has helped generate some affiliate clicks from people commenting gift on that reel. So if you want to get some inspo, you can go check that out. It is a pinned post on my Instagram account at LaShonda M. Brown. Now, I attempted to do a carousel post to show you guys the workshops that I had lined up for 2026. This was mainly because I wanted to be done. I didn't want every single month to be thinking about who's going to teach, what are they going to teach, and all of that. So I have all the workshops planned for next year. These are all the speakers. What worked really well was giving every speaker their own slide, tagging the speakers in the comments, sharing it to my stories and tagging them there. What did not work? Come to find out, you cannot run a carousel as an ad unless it is a square shape. So the new weird Instagram shape, for whatever reason, they won't let you boost those posts. News to me. Okay, cool. Whatever. Trending music will also probably not be available if you run it as an ad, so doesn't matter. And carousels with more than 10 slides cannot be an ad. I don't know why Instagram has so many restrictions on helping you grow, but that's just the reality. So my biggest takeaway from all of that is you will always be the best promoter of your offers. Don't be afraid of creating for ad spend. So I will probably do a second version of this that will be square, that will be 10 slides, and I will hopefully run it as an ad to generate traffic for the Star Student membership. But woof, what a lot to learn about how Instagram handles ad spend and all that. So I wanted to share those learnings with you because I was kind of shocked to learn them myself. And the next thing I want to share with you is the strategy behind how I handle Black Friday and the Bootstrap coupon book. Okie doke, lessons learned from the coupon book. It went out. So if you are a member, this post is a members only post on YouTube. It also went out as an email. So a quick way to access this is to become a member of the Bootstrap Coffee Crew. That will unlock the post on YouTube, and then you will have access to this 53-page book with exclusive offers that I negotiated because I have no shame. And I slid into the DMs of a lot of my brand partners and said, hey, people don't have money. Make your stuff cost less. And the vast majority of them did. So you can check it out there. It was a great way to reactivate contact with my partners, and Lulu is a great option for me to have print on demand access to this book versus ordering a bunch of them and keeping them in the house. What did not work? Thinking that I was going to be able to physically mail this by Black Friday. I didn't have a lot of the addresses for my members. I thought I had more than I did. And I think a lot of people move, a lot of people travel a lot. And so in my head, I was like, oh, I am going to be able to get this in their mailbox. They're going to have it for Black Friday and they're going to go forth and be great. And that was very unrealistic. And so I just had to let that go. The other thing I thought I was going to do was to make a version for Black Friday and try to consolidate all the Black Friday offers from everybody. And it was too much. Oh my gosh. I don't know what happened this year, but the emails were emailing. I'm like, I can't. I cannot. I cannot keep up with all these offers and the extensions and so I had to let that go. And I thought that people would like get them in their inbox and be like, sis, yes, I've been yearning for this. And people were on vacay. They could not care. So thankfully, this was not a super, super time sensitive book. And so it is still valid for multiple weeks, and in some cases, months. But yeah, that those things did not go according to my plan. My biggest takeaway, though, is that this is now my new business card, which I'm thrilled about. So when I go and I teach in person in 2026, I'm going to place an order through Lulu to print the Bootstrap coupon book. I will send it to the event organizers, and it will have a QR code for the YouTube channel on the cover. And I will give this to the people in the room. Most people pass out business cards. Most people pass out little postcards with offers. And so the ability for me to give them something valuable in the moment that will generate passive income as the affiliate income comes in is fantastic. So the initial vision has changed, but it is still very useful. And actually, I'm really excited about the application. Yes, I will still physically mail it to the people that I have access to, but I'm more excited about when I speak in a room with 200 people, having 200 people get this book in real time versus only relying on who my members are at the time. So that being said, it is 11:02. Now, again, Angela's on her cruise, so I can go a little bit over time today. We don't have our sync call. I do want to remind you again that the Canva cleanup party is on the 5th, which is Friday. So that is what we'll be doing for the Work With Me session. This workshop will be on December 9th at 1 p.m. Everybody who signs up will get access to the replay. So do not stress about being able to be there in real time. The link for that is in the description. A reminder that our virtual holiday party is on the 17th at 7. So that is a nighttime call. And Alan will be playing live music on the call. So I really hoped that you guys liked this content. Remember to like it if you liked it. One last time to check out the comments. Yep, sure do. Multitasking. So called it. Melissa loves the coupon book idea. I am thrilled about it. My brand partners love it. I love it. And my students love it. So I think it is a win, win, win. So again, thank you guys for being here for this live stream. I appreciate all of the comments that you gave. It really helped me to stay engaged and interested in it. I will be back on Friday for Work With Me from 9 until 11 Eastern. So if you would like to become a member, as long as you join by Friday, then you'll get access to it. I take that back. You will be able to participate live but then it'll immediately get paywalled again once it's over. Okay. And again, that is part of my marketing funnel is to show people a taste of what we do behind the scenes so they can feel more comfortable becoming a member. So I'm really grateful for you guys. I hope that this was valuable for you. Coming off of the Thanksgiving holiday, I'm really grateful that I was just making some sense. So I really genuinely am invested in your growth. I'm so grateful for those who have circled back, who have stuck with me through the iterations of my membership. I am thrilled for what's to come. But I also want to acknowledge that I had a lot to learn because I consumed advice from all the people. And ultimately, I had to create the membership that best suited the people who are my people. So, with that, my friends, as we like to say on the live stream, until next time, ta ta for now.